Welcome to the Science of Hockey, the podcast where we break down the science behind ice hockey. I'm the analyst, your host, and every week we explore the data, research, and evidence that shape how we play, train, and understand the game of hockey. From biomechanics to performance psychology, we take you beyond the rink and into the research lab, giving you insights that go beyond hearsay and into what really makes the difference on the ice. Whether you're a player, a coach, a parent, or just someone passionate about the sport, we're here to bring you scientifically backed information in a language that's friendly and easy to understand. So grab your skates and let's dive into the science of hockey. Welcome to the Science of Hockey, where we decode the tactics behind the sport. I'm your host, the analyst. In today's episode, we explore the art of the fast attack in women's ice hockey. From shooting zones to one-timer efficiency, find out what separates champions from challengers.
Hey everyone, and welcome back. We're going to be talking some hockey today. It's going to be a good one.
Yeah, some serious hockey.
We are going to be diving into the world of fast attacks and elite women's hockey.
Yeah, those moments where a team shifts from defense to offense in a flash.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
And we're breaking down some fascinating research on what makes these fast attacks so effective.
Yeah, and this is going to be a deep dive. Our source is a study published just last year in PLoS One.
Oh, very recent.
It is. And it's packed with data from the Beijing 2022 Winter Olympics.
The best. All right, so before we hit the ice, can you quickly define a fast attack for us?
Okay, so you've got that lightning quick transition from defense to offense. The team gets the puck, and boom, they're looking to capitalize before the other side can even blink.
So speed is obviously key.
Right. Speed definitely matters. But what's interesting is that this research found it takes more than just being fast to win with these attacks.
Yeah.
There's a whole playbook of tactics that make the difference.
Yeah, okay, I'm ready.
Yeah.
Spill the secrets. What did they find? Well, one big takeaway is that those winning teams were masters of those takeaways. You know, forcefully grabbing that puck from their opponents.
Sealing it.
Yeah. And this was especially important in the offensive zone.
Oh, so it's not just about racing down the ice. It's about creating those opportunities to attack.
Exactly. Those winning teams are proactive, not reactive. They dictate the game.
Love it.
And this brings us to another interesting finding, interceptions.
Wait, interceptions. Isn't that a good thing? Stealing the puck mid-pass?
You would think so, right? But surprisingly, the study found that losing teams actually had more interceptions.
Hold on. So trying to intercept the puck is a bad thing. What's the logic there?
Well, it kind of suggests that those teams were relying more on reacting to their opponent's passes. Rather than controlling the flow of the game themselves, they were always a step behind, always trying to catch up.
Ah, I see. So it's about being the puppet master, not the puppet.
Exactly.
Got it.
Okay.
What else set those winning teams apart?
Their one-timer shots were a huge indicator of success. You know those shots where the puck is passed and then immediately slammed toward the net without stopping it?
Oh, yeah. Those are tough to defend against, especially during a fast attack, that split-second timing.
It's crucial. It demands both passing and shooting skill at an elite level.
Oh, for sure.
And it highlights another key point. Where you shoot from matters just as much as how.
Okay, now this is where I need a visual.
Okay, so imagine the offensive zone divided into 5 slices, like a pie.
Okay.
Zone 1 is right in front of the net.
Okay.
That's scoring gold.
Uh-huh.
Zone 3 is off to the sides at a tighter angle.
Yeah.
Winning teams knew how to exploit those zones.
So even under pressure, they're picking their shots strategically. Now, was there anything in the data that totally surprised you?
You know, there was one finding that raised some eyebrows. Shots from Zone 4 were actually associated with losing.
Zone 4, that's farther out. Closer to the blue line.
Right, that's precisely.
But why I always thought any shot on goal is better than none.
It comes down to shot quality. Zone 4 shots are often taken under duress from bad angles, or maybe out of desperation. Sometimes it's actually better to just hold onto the puck and wait for a better opening.
So don't just fling it at the net and hope for the best.
Right.
Interesting. This is giving me a whole new appreciation for the strategy involved in these fast-paced attacks. Does the timing of the attack matter too?
Absolutely. Fast attacks in the second period were significantly more likely to lead to wins.
The second period? Why do you think that is? Is it just the coaches yelling at them during the break?
It's likely a combination of factors. Players might be more fatigued, leading to defensive lapses. And also, coaches have also made adjustments based on the first period. So the game kind of evolves as it goes on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the split-second decisions are happening within an even bigger, constantly shifting game plan.
Right.
That's fascinating. Now, what about special situations? Do those impact fast attacks?
Here's a surprising one. Penalty kills?
Penalty kills. You mean when a team is down a player, how can they possibly score more when they're at a disadvantage?
That's what makes this finding so interesting. Winning teams were incredibly good at generating those penalty kill counterattacks.
Wow, that's taking risk-taking to a whole other level. Capitalizing on those tiny windows of opportunity even when outnumbered.
That's elite.
That's elite. Okay, before we get too carried away with the excitement,
Yeah.
let's pause here for a moment to let our listener digest all of this incredible information.
Okay, sounds good.
We'll be right back with more insights from the Beijing 2022 Winter Olympics. And we're back! Still buzzing about those fast attacks in women's hockey.
Yeah, how those top teams use them to just dominate.
Right. It's like those penalty kill counterattacks. Who knew being shorthanded could be so effective?
It's a great example of how these teams turn a disadvantage into an opportunity. But beyond this, I'm curious about the why.
Oh, yeah.
Why are these attacks so crucial at the elite level?
Yeah, good question. What makes them such a game changer?
It can't just be about scoring a quick goal.
Right.
At this level, hockey is like a high-speed chess match. Constant positioning, anticipation, trying to outsmart your opponent.
Yeah.
A successful fast attack disrupts all of that.
It's like throwing a wrench into their carefully crafted plan.
Exactly. It forces them to react instead of dictating the play. And suddenly there's chaos. Openings appear, and the attacking team can capitalize.
So it's not just the immediate scoring chance, it's the psychological impact, too.
Absolutely. Even if a fast attack doesn't lead to a goal, it can completely shift momentum.
Oh, yeah.
It can rattle the other team force errors and give the attackers a psychological edge.
It's like they're saying, we're here to play, and we're not afraid to take risks. Now, this research was on women's hockey specifically. Do you think these findings would apply to the men's game, too?
That's a great question. And one the researchers themselves point to as needing further study.
Okay.
There are definite differences between men's and women's hockey, like the rules around body checking.
Right, no body checking in the women's game. I can see how that physicality would change the strategy around fast attacks.
Exactly. If you're worried about getting slammed into the boards, you might hesitate to take those risky plays.
For sure.
But there are also fundamental elements of hockey that apply, regardless of who's on the ice.
Like puck possession, strategic positioning, those quick, decisive passes.
Exactly. Those are the building blocks of good hockey no matter what.
So maybe some stylistic differences, but the core principles of fast attacks hold true in both men's and women's hockey.
That's a reasonable assumption. But more research comparing the two would be fascinating.
Yeah.
It's a reminder that there's always more to learn, always deeper layers to uncover.
Speaking of uncovering things, this study had one more finding that really caught my eye. It has to do with teamwork. And it kind of flips the script on what we usually think about successful teams.
This one challenges some conventional wisdom, that's for sure. It's about the concept of regrouping.
Regrouping. Remind me what that means in hockey terms.
It's when a team loses the puck in the offensive zone and needs to quickly reorganize, either transition back to defense or set up another attack.
So it's about adapting to the flow of the game. Makes sense. But what's so surprising about it?
The study found that winning teams were exceptional at regrouping, especially after a dump-in.
Ah, a dump-in. That's when a player sends the puck into the offensive zone, usually along the boards, hoping their teammates can retrieve it, right?
Right, exactly. It can be a strategic retreat to relieve pressure or try to create a scoring chance later. What the researchers observed was that winning teams use those dump-ins as a springboard for regrouping and launching a second wave of attack.
So instead of chasing the puck frantically,
Yeah.
they use that moment to reset, re-strategize, and come back even stronger.
Precisely. They were masters of turning a potentially negative situation into a positive one.
That's brilliant. And it really speaks to the importance of communication and adaptability under pressure.
Yeah,
You know, I think there's a life lesson in there somewhere.
absolutely.
Yeah.
This idea of regrouping isn't just for hockey. Think about business negotiations, creative projects, even family dynamics.
Yeah.
Sometimes stepping back is the best way to move forward.
It's about knowing when to pause, reassess, and come back with a fresh perspective.
Exactly. And sometimes that moment of regrouping leads to even greater success than you originally imagined.
Okay, we've covered a lot of ground today. From those rapid-fire fast attacks to the strategic thinking behind them, and even some life lessons along the way.
It's a good one.
It has. But there's one final insight from the Beijing Olympics that I think our listener will find particularly fascinating.
Okay, I'm ready.
It challenges some common assumptions about teamwork, and it might just change how you view individual roles within a team.
This one's going to be good.
Okay, let's dive in. We've been breaking down these fast attacks in women's hockey, seeing how those elite teams use them to dominate the game.
And how it takes more than just speed. It's that skill, the strategy, even a little bit of fearlessness.
Right. Now, this last insight from the study really got me thinking. It has to do with those dump-ins. When a player just sends that puck into the offensive zone.
Yeah, and it really challenges our assumptions about individual versus team contributions in sports.
Okay, color me intrigued. Tell me more.
Well, traditionally, dump-ins haven't been viewed as those, particularly glamorous plays.
It always seems like kind of a last resort.
Right, just to get the puck out of your own zone.
Exactly.
But what this research found is that the assisting players, the ones who weren't directly involved in the dump-in, played a huge role in the success of those plays.
So while one player is making that initial move, their teammates are already thinking about what's next.
Precisely. They're reading the play, positioning themselves strategically, and creating options for their teammate who's chasing after the puck.
It's like a perfectly choreographed dance, where everyone knows their part and trusts each other implicitly.
And what's fascinating is that the study found a strong correlation between the success of those dump and chase plays and the overall success of the team.
So it's not just about one player's individual skill.
Right.
It's about that collective effort and awareness of the entire team.
It highlights the importance of those less visible contributions. The behind-the-scenes work that makes those flashy plays possible.
It's a reminder that true teamwork goes beyond just individual talent. It's about communication, anticipation, and supporting each other every step of the way.
And that's a lesson that applies far beyond the hockey rink.
Absolutely. Think about any successful team.
Yeah.
Whether it's in business, the arts, or even just a group of friends working towards a common goal.
It's those subtle acts of support, those moments of anticipating each other's needs, that can make all the difference.
So to wrap up our deep dive into fast attacks in women's hockey, I think the biggest takeaway is that it's a microcosm of teamwork at its finest.
Individual skill, yes, but also that collective intelligence and the ability to adapt and support each other under pressure.
It's about those split-second decisions, the strategic positioning, and even those seemingly simple plays like dump-ins that can turn the tide of a game.
And it's a reminder that even in a fast-paced, high-stakes environment, teamwork, communication, and trust are the ultimate game changers.
Well said. Well, I think we've successfully deconstructed those fast attacks, from the technical details to the strategic nuances and that profound teamwork behind them.
We covered a lot of ground today.
We did. And as always, we like to leave our listeners with something to ponder. So here's a final thought. We've seen how crucial those assisting players are in hockey. But what about in your life? Who are the people behind the scenes supporting your fast attacks? Who are you supporting? It's worth reflecting on those dynamics and appreciating the power of collective effort.
Yeah, food for thought.
It is. Well, that wraps up our deep dive into the thrilling world of elite women's hockey. Until next time, stay curious, and remember, sometimes the most impactful plays are the ones that go unnoticed.
See you next time.
Thanks for tuning in to the Science of Hockey. If you enjoyed today's episode, make sure to share it with your friends, teammates, or anyone who loves hockey as much as you do. Don't forget to subscribe so you never miss an episode. And we'd love to hear from you. Leave a comment to let us know what you liked, what you'd like to hear next, or any questions you have. Your feedback helps us make the show even better. Until next time, keep your skates sharp, your mind open, and keep chasing the science behind the game.